Some days change the weather, some days change people, but one day changed the whole world forever. This is the story of September 11, 2001, Toulon, the morning when peace broke and fear filter September 11 started. September 11 started with calm. The sky over New York was bright blue. People walked to work, children went to school, and millions began another routine Tuesday. No one knew that 4 airplanes had already taken off with danger inside them. 4 planes quietly controlled by terrorists who had only one mission: destruction. Far above the city, people going to work in the World Trade Center were preparing for a normal day. Then suddenly, a loud sound, a shadow in the sky. A plane came crashing straight into the North Tower. Glass shattered. Flames exploded. People on the streets looked up, frozen in disbelief. Some thought it was a mistake, or maybe a pilot got lost, maybe an engine failed. But nobody knew the truth yet. Just 17 minutes later, another sound ripped through the sky. A second airplane, flying low, fast, and headed directly toward the South Tower. People screamed. Phone zones dropped. Millions watching TV saw it live as the plane slammed into the second tower. And at that moment, the world understood. This was not an accident. This was an attack. Firefighters, police officers, and brave volunteers ran toward the burning towers. They climbed hundreds of stairs with heavy equipment, even when the buildings were shaking. Inside the towers, people held hands, prayed, cried, and tried to call their loved ones. Many whispered their final goodbyes. On the streets, thick smoke filled the air. Everyone ran. People were covered in dust and ash, crying and confused. The city that never sleeps suddenly felt silent and broken. While New York was in shock, another disaster was coming. A third plane crashed into the Pentagon, the center of America's military. Fire spread instantly. For the first time in many years, the United States felt truly vulnerable. The fourth plane, United Flight 93, was heading for another target. But this time, the passengers discovered the terrorists' plan. Mothers, fathers, friends, ordinary people, and debauched instrumentality made a brave choice. They decided to fight. They pushed, struggled, and tried to take back the plane. They knew they might not survive, but they refused to let more innocent people die. The plane crashed into a field in Pennsylvania, but their courage saved countless lives. Smoke poured from the twin towers. The fire was too hot, the structure too weak. Then, a deep rumble. A sound no one will ever forget. The South Tower collapsed first, falling like sand. Dust covered the whole city. People screamed and ran as everything turned dark. Minutes later, the North Tower also collapsed, a symbol of strength gone. The world watched with tears in their eyes. Families waited for people who never returned. Firefighters cried as they searched the ruins. New York stood wounded, but united. And across the world, people lit candles, prayed, and held each other tighter. September 11 was a day of fear, but also a day of unimaginable bravery. People who woke up as strangers died as heroes. The world changed, but the memories of those lost will never fade. This is not just history. It's a reminder to love deeper, to live fully, and to never take a single morning for granted.